in the early 1900s. It was one people, one language, one culture that for centuries lived on the same land. But in 1910, everything changed. Japan officially annexed Korea. The Korean flag was banned. The language was forbidden in schools. Koreans were forced to take Japanese names. Many were sent to work as slaves. Young women were taken as comfort women. A survivor later wrote, "They did not only take our land. They tried to take our memory. Resistance slowly grew." One independence leader, Kim Ji-yoo, once said, "I desire the power to protect my people, not the power to dominate others," in 1945. World War II ended after the United States dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Japan surrendered. Korea was finally free after 35 years of occupation. But freedom did not last long. Two superpowers moved in. The United States occupied the South. The Soviet Union occupied the North. They drew a temporary line at the 38th parallel. No Korean was asked. An American officer later admitted, "We never imagined this line would become permanent." 2. Rival governments were created. In the North, Kim Il-sung took power. In the South, Syngman Rhee became president. Both claimed to be the true leader of Korea. On June 25, 1950, North Korean forces crossed the border before sunrise. Artillery filled the sky. The Korean War had begun. Seoul fell within days. Millions of civilians fled in terror. Families were torn apart on roads and in train stations. The United States and the United Nations entered the war. General Douglas MacArthur promised victory. In September 1950, UN forces landed at Incheon and retook Seoul. They pushed north toward China. China warned them to stop. Their warning was ignored. Hundreds of thousands of Chinese soldiers entered the war. UN forces were driven back. Seoul fell again. The war turned into a brutal stalemate. Soldiers lived in trenches. Winter killed as many men as bullets. Hills were captured and lost again and again. Peace talks began in 1951, but fighting continued. More men died during negotiations than before them by 1953. More than 3 million people were dead, most of them civilians. An armistice was signed, not a peace treaty. A DMZ split Korea in two. Families stood on opposite sides of the border. Unable to cross, unable to speak. A woman later said, "I am not afraid of dying. I am afraid of dying without seeing my brother." Again, North Korea became a closed dictatorship ruled by the Kim family. Prison camps exist. Public executions happen. Escape is nearly impossible. South Korea slowly rebuilt. Over decades, it became one of the world's strongest economies. Two Koreas. One people. Divided for more than 70 years, the Korean war never it only frozen in time. But this is not only the story of Korea, it is the story of what happens when powerful nations draw lines, and ordinary people pay the price.